Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back. So, in today's video,
there is nobody on this planet more single, pound for pound most DMs sent, most flirtatious, most love-bombing individuals than married men. Married men are running amok. Why are you married, bro? Why? Leave, brother. Leave. Just leave. Just leave the whole relationship. Get the divorce, pay the alimony, whatever you gotta do, because you're fucking up. The amount of DMs multiple females have shown me from married men is an extraordinary number. These men have families and kids, paying for other people's rent and vacations, saying the most non-married man shit you could say to another female. And I'm stunned. I'm honestly shocked. Part of me is impressed, because how do you hide a marriage that well? Some of these girls don't even find out you're married for like 2 years. Y'all out here starting completely different relationships with new people while being married. And my theory is married men are so good at shooting their shot because they already have somebody at home. There's really no loss. You could shoot and miss and just go back home and nobody's none the wiser. But the risk that you're taking if you do get caught is fucking exponential, man. Now listen, I'm not usually astounded by a lot of shit, but the number of married men sliding into DMs astonished me. It should be studied. These men will go to exponential lengths just to get laid by somebody new. Flying to different cities every weekend, buying or renting another house that's far away from where they live. It's either they have no social media or they got like 19 accounts. Some of these motherfuckers go James Bond with it and create up like a whole alias. Like you could have been dating Evan for 2 years and found out his name's actually Ryan. I don't agree with it, and I'm not saying it's right, but it is admirable that somebody's willing to put in that much work. The power of the P, man, it's crazy.
he didn't lie. This is why a lot of people don't want to get married. Okay, and all of you that are married, I'm not talking about every single person of you, because I know some people are enjoying marriage, okay? So, yes, good luck and well done, and I'm happy for you, okay? I'm talking about those ones whose husbands are out there, who don't take care of their children. They are busy taking care of other women's children, booking flights and taking them out on trips, buying them luxury goods, taking them to fancy restaurants, talking about, oh, we live in the same house, but we sleep in separate rooms. Oh, we don't sleep on the same bed. I sleep in the living room. Then you are here holding this flag as if if we don't get married, this is going to be the end of our life. Sister, we can see you. We see the misery and the suffering. Because some of these married men, they are like the embarrassment they are causing you outside of your home. If you knew, you would shut up. Because you don't know what is going on outside. When they take their car keys and they leave the house, they will leave you miserable in the house, cooking and cleaning, taking care of the kids, while they are out there gallivanting with other women. On Twitter, chasing after women who have huge behinds. On Instagram in DMs, on TikTok in DMs. Okay, telling people that, oh, we are just friends. There's this Twitter thread where they were talking about married men race, okay? You should see some of the things that these men were posting. I know some of them are jokes, but, jokes and reality with men, to be honest, I don't know, they are the same thing. They'll say, oh, it's a joke, but they're actually talking about exactly what is going on. Yeah. Let's get into the video, and don't forget to subscribe.
A lot of shit, but the number of married men sliding into DMs astonished me.
That right there, one of the most honest and truthful TikToks I've ever seen. People always ask me, oh my gosh, you have to have so many people in your DMs. The guys probably flood there. Yeah, they do. The majority of them married. I'm really trying not to over exaggerate. Like, I'm dead serious. So many of them have full families and they're sending me heart eye emojis on a regular basis, or telling me about my legs or my lips. I would even go so far as to say the ones that are really gassing up their wives, posting pictures of them all the time. Oh my gosh, baby, what would I be without you? I love you so much. Those ones, those are the ones that are in my DMs the most. What are you doing here, sir? All I know is my future husband, he's not going to be on social media. We're not going to know he exists. He might not exist.
Leave. Just leave.
I want to add to that. There's no one more persistent in a single and child-free woman's DMs than a guy with kids. These guys will send you like good morning texts. They'll check in with you through the day. They're asking what your favorite TV show is. I literally have one in my DMs right now. And they are so consistent. And in my mind, I'm like, sir, you have actual offspring roaming around this earth. And I use that word offspring very purposefully. Literally half of your DNA is roaming around this earth. You're sending me a good morning text. Shouldn't you be finding out whether your kids have had breakfast this morning? I know they say a woman with kids will always do more than a man with kids, whether they're in a relationship or not. The responsibility is never equal, it's never shared. But like the creator that I stitched shared in his video, I don't understand how they have so much extra time to be doing things like sending DMs, paying so much attention to everything outside of your immediate responsibility. Maybe it's like an avoidance thing. I mean, when you avoid hard things, you know, people avoid hard things. But the fact that women most likely will never get to do that avoidance thing without being completely shunned out of society. Anyway, it's just baffling to me. I would never date a guy with kids. In the back of my mind, I'd always be wondering, like, why are you not taking care of your kids right now? Like, I know that there's split custody and all that, but I don't know. It's just, it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me. Okay, bye.
I just remember the time that I dated a married man and I didn't know. So let me tell you. Okay, so I hate my degree. Like, I hate my degree. It's nursing, and I don't want to step foot in a hospital ever after graduation. So I was like, how do I make sure I have some like feasible ideas about what I want to do with my education when I finish school? And I was like, oh yeah, LinkedIn. Let me build up my connections. Let me like network. Let's see what there is. And then obviously, if you've been on LinkedIn, you know where this is going. So I make all the connections in the industries that I'm already in. I make connections with like people who like work in different types of nursing, different nursing avenues. I'm like, this is good. I'm consistently posting. And then obviously I start getting like, you know, the friend request situation. And now let's call this man Jack. Jack, obviously I could see from his profile immediately, he's in like marketing and advertisement, and he owns like a consulting group. I'm like, okay, what do you want from me? Because I don't know nothing about marketing or advertising. But still, I was like, let me be nice. He might have like an orthopedic surgeon friend who needs a nurse surgery assistant. Like, who knows? No, Jack wanted to know about me. Jack said, how old are you? You're very smart. You're really intelligent. You're also very beautiful. And I was like, are we on Hinge or are we on LinkedIn? Where's the professionalism? Where's the decorum? And sometimes it's good to have shame, you know? Just have a little bit of shame, brother. Anyway, he was like, oh, this feels very formal. Like, I would love to connect with you on like a more like casual base. And I was like, okay, cool, what's your Insta? He's like, oh no, he's like, I'm 15 years older than you. I don't do social media. And I was like, okay, fine. So I gave him my number. Stupid me, but I was just bored. Anyway, he took my number and he was just an asshole. Like, this man, there was like a week where he was like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow? And he kept asking, and I kept telling him, I'm going to a funeral. Not once did he ask, whose funeral? Are you okay? Who died? Nothing. He didn't care. He's like, oh, okay. Anyway, so that's why I got a bit of like a red flag. I mean, the fact that he's 15 years older, decided to use LinkedIn as a form of Tinder. This was the first red flag that I saw. Anyway, at one point, he finally admits that he is in a process of separation. And in Australia, you have to be separated for a period of time before the court can allow you to get divorced. And he only told me this because I jokingly said, so how are you this old and single? Like, what's wrong with you? Lo and behold, because I have his number now, when I went onto my private Instagram, he came up as recommended. This man just celebrated a wedding anniversary. What separation? What divorce? You're still married. And I did go on one date with him, but like... So yeah, older, younger, Melbourne is just a cesspool of men.
So here's another story time about the time where I was seeing this man and I didn't know he was married and how I found out he was married. Okay. So I was seeing this guy for about like maybe 2 months. Things were going like fine. He was such a gentleman. Fast forward where we're seeing each other now, you know, like we're hanging out a little bit more often. I'm stalking his Instagram profile and I saw that he had posted this reel 1 month before him and I had met, and there was this girl in it and he was traveling with this girl to Jordan. And I was like, oh, I wonder who this is. So I bring it up in a conversation with him the next time we meet, like very subtly. I was just like, oh, when was the last time you were in a relationship? He was just like, oh, I was in a 7-year long relationship and we just broke up recently. And so then I was just like, oh, that girl in that reel was probably the girl that he was seeing. And, you know, they probably recently just broke up and that's why he's like seeing other people now and things like that. So I go home again and I'm stalking his profile and I'm stalking her profile. At this point, we know what this girl looks like. A few weeks down the line, I'm around his area and I see this girl like walking towards this place and I was like, oh my god, I have seen her before. Then I see her face and I'm like, oh shit, this is the same woman that I saw on his profile. She was wearing like home clothes with like a gym bag and stuff, and I was like, are they living together? I had a gut feeling at that point. I was like, something is not right here. Something is really fucked up. So I go home and I text her on Instagram with a fake Instagram account and I ask her, I was like, okay, are you and this guy still together? She fucking replies to that and she goes like, yeah, we're still married. Bro, married? I was expecting, yeah, we're still dating. She straight up goes like, yeah, we're still married. And you know what the most fucked up part is? Like, this guy used to tell me stories about like a lot of other hookups that he's had like over the past like 2 years. This man has been cheating for 2 years. I sent his wife screenshots of my chats with him using another fake account. And so basically told her that he's been cheating on her and now he no longer lives there.
Story time on how I discovered that I was dating a married man, and I recently exposed it to his wife in LA. So I had no idea that this man was married. He told me, let's call him John. He told me his name was John Martinez, that he was 29 years old, that he was a consultant, he was single. So I met this man at Caña Rum Bar in downtown LA with all my friends, and he was so nice. You know, we went on really, really nice dates. Like, he was always like super like a gentleman, and I told him that, you know, intimacy is a really big deal for me, and he respected that, which was nice, because some guys, actually I've only had one guy get upset about it, but I mean, I really thought that he was single. So I'm telling all my friends, like, oh my goodness, like, I really like this guy. And we were texting from like 7 in the morning until midnight. And I do not even text my friends like that. Like, I just thought, this is a Valentine that he wrote to me, that he brought with flowers, if you guys can read that. But man, this is how I found out the truth about this John. So he also had no social media, which should have been a red flag, but at the time I had just been a few months that I got out of a relationship with someone that cheated on me. So to me, that was a green flag. I was like, yes, no social media, but whatever. Obviously, I tried to Google him with the fake name that he gave me. Nothing came up. So one day, I was working from home and he messages me, I'm on my way to your house. I'm gonna bring you something. And I was like, no, like, don't come, I'm working. So I sent him a picture of my laptop. And then he sends me a photo of his laptop back with coffee and flowers. So then I zoomed in on the little Excel file that he has on there, because, you know, Latinas somos detectives. And he told me his last name was Martinez, and the file said Cyberin. So I was like, Cyberin? So then I start Googling what it is, and bam, his wife, his newborn baby show up on Facebook, and I was completely heartbroken. I couldn't believe. Also, he was 39 years old. He was not 29 years old. So I saw him and his wife recently at Cha-Cha's in LA, and I confronted the wife. So super dramatic, I tell his wife, if you want to know the truth about your husband, follow me into the restroom. Now, this was a big big mistake on my part. I had been drinking all day. I'm out in LA with my boo and all his friends, so I didn't want to cause a scene, and I just didn't want to cause a scene, so I told her to come to the restroom, and she did. And I tell her everything. I'm like, look, I had no idea he was married. He has a double life. He lied to me about this, and that. He told me he was 29, but really he's 40 freaking years old. And she starts bawling. She's in the restroom bawling, and he comes to the door and he's like, I never touched her. We didn't do anything. And I'm like, yeah, we didn't do anything because I never allowed it. But if I allowed it, obviously, but still, he took me on so many dates, like, literally wrote me, look at this Valentine. And if you guys want me to show you guys the gifts that he got me, I will show that to you also, but it was crazy. And then her best friend was so mad. She was like, do you feel good about yourself? You just ruined a marriage. And I felt so bad because I didn't want to hurt her. I only wanted to hurt him. I never had confronted him about it. I just, we just completely stopped talking just because I was so heartbroken, and I couldn't believe after just being with someone for years that had cheated on me, and then the first guy that I date is a freaking double life guy like this. So, it hurt me so bad for a long time. And again, I shouldn't have confronted the wife. But yeah, this happened last Saturday. And if you're seeing this, John, you are a POS.
Are you married, bro? Why?
My gay friend told me that the easiest guys for him to pull are married men. I ain't trust nobody since, bro. I told him I didn't believe him. He showed me proof.
Guys, when I tell you that men have no shame, please, there's a thread on Twitter that says, married men dress, let's go. So you went and got married. I got kidnapped into it. Imagine. Another one. Who's that woman and kids you posted on your status? Oh, that one. She's my wife, but we're just friends. Don't worry. Men have no shame. Even Alicia Keys made Swiss Beats when he was married. Just saying. He's not wrong, but I just wish my wife can allow to switch positions with you. Excuse me, what? Every time I look at her face, or every time I look at her, I see your face. Even my kids have started resembling you. Men. That's your wife? But she told me she's your friend. I have a friend in her. What?
Yeah, so as I was saying, until you're certain, until you're sure, because the married men these days, they parade themselves as single men. Okay? They don't wear wedding rings, and even when they wear the bands, when they are outside, they don't wear it. Okay? They'll tell you it's just an accessory. Okay? They don't fear face. They don't care that they are married. People are saying, oh, that is just my friend. Oh, that's my sister in Christ. Oh, we've known each other for a very long time. At this point in time, she doesn't care. She's allowing me to do that. Go into people's DMs. The people you see there, like you said, they are the top sims. They are the ones who will pay a top back. Like somebody posted something some time ago talking about there's no man as committed and loyal like a married man. Because now having a husband is no longer a flex. So imagine going to church and screaming, "This is my husband" from the rooftop when your husband is scattering half of the church choir. And all the young girls in their early 20s. Even when he's in the house, he's half yours because he'll be chatting with somebody else on his phone. His attention is not with you and your children. So why should people get married? Okay, what is in there? It doesn't look enjoyable. People are getting cheated on. People are getting STDs. A few days ago, I don't know, maybe I'll bring that video to you. I saw this woman talking about her husband was on a down low and he contracted HIV. Luckily for her, she didn't get it. Okay. I don't know how they are still together, but she was sharing a story of how she found out that her husband was on the down low. Imagine that. That is even another subject for another day. So, like, there's nothing enticing about marriage these days because the men don't make it enticing and some of the women. Anyway, we have come to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section and I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.